when the puck turns over so fast on the red line, all of a sudden they get stuck, maybe even on the dot, top of circle, and they've got a group coming at them with speed.
Dane Dowiak whistles one wide left of Nathan Airy. There was another Minnesota turnover in their D zone. That's what killed the Golden Gophers last night in a 3-0 loss. Beckett Hendrickson dumps the puck and goes for a change. Jackson Smith, the first-round draft choice by the Columbus Blue Jackets, number 7 with the silver stick. Outlets to Gavin McKenna, the expected number 1 overall pick in the 2026 draft. Aiden Fink has it glide off his stick. Aiden Fink coming off a great Spengler Cup tournament in Switzerland over the break. Fires one, rebound for McKenna off Airy in the corner. Mason Moe applies the pressure and Cal Thomas wins the puck.
I mean, he was in their top 5 best players last night.
Yeah.
Which you don't often say of a netminder on the losing side of center.
Correct. The top star, however, went to Penn State's goalie Josh Fleming, who picked up his second shutout of the season. Crespo trying to tamp the puck down. Tanner Ludke pressing him against the glass. Already a lot more ozone time for Minnesota as Radler knocks that one up into the air from the left point. Crespo reaches for the puck, finds Aiden Fink. Fink, another one of the goal-scoring options for Penn State. He's got it. No, he doesn't. In the slot, it slid off his stick. Good feed from Dane Dowiak. Here's Brody Zemer alone in the attacking zone. Dumps the puck in, and Jimmy Clark got in front of Dowiak. Hendrickson with it behind Radler. Minnesota's first shot of the game was a goal by Brody Zemer. That's tapped wide of the cage by Brody Lamb. Whipple in front, loose off the doorstep. Hendrickson a try. Into the corner now for Aiden Fink.
And that's something we saw from Beckett Hendrickson a few times in the loss on Friday. He was all alone, banging away on those rebounds. A good sign for Minnesota fans.
Brody Lamb puts one on net, gathers his own rebound. To the point, Whipple. Blocked before it gets to the net. Long rebound out to Braden Ford. Ford, backhand score! Tie at one.
Talked about the Gophers creating an offense from their defensive zone. The Nittany Lions do just that. Ford comes out, blocks a shot. Look at that between the legs. Pass by Gavin McKenna. Ford goes in, opens up the wickets, and deposits that 5-hole. Great bit of stick handling as he heads in. He's got a player on him. He knows he has to keep his speed. Show shot there for a second as well. Bounces that between the knees of the in only a short number of years, they found themselves in the top 5 in the polls, which is not easy to do, and a true tribute to Guy Godowski and the rest of his coaching staff.
High expectations for Penn State coming into this season after the program's first appearance in the Frozen Four last April, and then bringing in the most talented roster in program history this season. Aiden Fink, a big part of that. He feeds Gavin McKenna. McKenna's 15th assist of the season coming earlier in this game. Off the deflected feed in front by Cade Christensen. Godowski's got it. Skate to stick, Christensen. Save made by Airy. Loose puck, though, on the rebound. Penn State still a chance at this. And it slips out to center. August Falloon chokes up on the stick. Moves it into the attacking zone. Ludke with it for Minnesota. Double teamed. Christensen tries to win the puck for Penn State. Stuck just below the Penn State blue line. Christensen taps it, turns it over. Zemer looking for the back door of Ludke.
Super surprised he didn't shoot that and try to go low left where he was successful on that breakaway.
Thinking the same thing, Ben.
Just feels like it's not broken. Don't fix it.
No doubt. Great hand-eye coordination. McKenna, he zips one wide. Center ice, Ludke hit by Shade.
Engaging and battling through that hook.
So now we see the Penn State power play effectively for the first time in this series. Here's Aiden Fink to the point, McKenna. Matt Godowski with it on the dot. McKenna, high slot, a shot deflected, picked up by Fink, backhanded off the net, and recycled to McKenna up high. McKenna has been a wizard on the power play for Penn State. Brush to Fink. Fink, a program record, 23 goals last season. Most power play goals in Penn State program history. Dane Dowiak to Godowski at the point now. Flicked in front, rebound for Laubeck. pushed into the corner. Dowiak wraps it past Lawback. Fink waiting for it on the half wall. Godowski down for Lawback. Lawback backdoor pass, and Dowiak couldn't stuff it home.
Great job there. I think it was Brody Lamb who went down to defend Dowiak on that back door. The two forwards were on the strong side. Huge break there for the Gophers.
Penn State's power play red hot to start the season. They scored a power play goal in their first 10 games of the campaign. They've scored a power play goal in just 2 games since. But they had 2 power play goals in a win at Minnesota back in November. Reese Lawback had both of them.
4 players have changed, 1 hasn't. Gavin McKenna still on the ice.
Are you surprised?
I'm not, but, you know, one of the things Godowski talked about is he wishes he was just being a little bit more selfish, shooting a little bit more. So I am surprised from the standpoint that he didn't change, because you still want guys saying, hey, you know, why are you staying for 2 minutes? Well, there's a reason he's staying for 2 minutes, and he's earned it. But that way, and he lights the lamp.
What a series for Matt DeMarsico. Goals in both games. Now on a 3-game point streak. 10th goal of the season for DeMarsico, and we should shout out Aiden Fink, who got the primary assist on that goal, his 99th career point.
Yeah, likely going to be the fastest to 100 in Penn State history.
Dowiak lobs the puck to the aforementioned Aiden Fink. Taken away by Minnesota. Jimmy Clark wheels around, throws it in, gets off the ice.
Aiden Fink really did it all on that shift. He stopped a one-on-one with LJ Moody, then transitions 200 feet to factor in the goal.
And who says Fink is just a point producer? Moore lost the puck in the slot. Mason Moe with it. Momentarily, anyway. Fink waiting for it in his own end. Javon Moore feeds Mason Moe. Hard carom off his stick. Rainbowing puck in front of Godowski. He kicks it to his stick. Behind the net, Godowski.
It pays off for the bench boss.
Fink helps win the draw for Penn State. Crespo wrists one, looking for the stick of Dane Dowiak. Fink with it now, moves it behind the net for Gavin McKenna. McKenna with an assist in the first period, turns the puck over to Brody Zemer, who flips it along. Zemer an unassisted goal in the first period for Minnesota tonight. Grabbed by Aiden Fink. 3 Minnesota Golden Gophers in front of him. Fink drifts wide. In the corner, McKenna looking for Dowiak.
Dowiak didn't know that was coming.
That's kind of what you get playing with Gavin McKenna. He makes passes that you don't think are open. Here's McKenna now. Flip for Crespo. McKenna gets it back. Tap to the slot. Only Tanner Ludke there. Beckett Hendrickson throws it into the corner. Crespo rims it around up to McKenna. Fink crosses the line. Fink looking for a give and go, but Finn McLaughlin is on it for Minnesota. Blasted in by McKenna. It's his first career assist. Freshman from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, another pretty good hockey program in the state. Here's Dane Dowiak. Dowiak fires. Save made by DePasquo, and the rebound grabbed by Brody Lamb. Penn State not done yet. Gruba, though, finds John Whipple. And that leaks all the way down across the Penn State goal.
Special, I know it was a disappointment for Canada only, which I air quote, get a bronze medal. The Czechs and the Swedes facing off in the final. Awfully impressive. The best amateur tournament in the world.
Gavin McKenna, considered one of the top prospects in the NHL Draft class of 2026. There's a shot on goal from Beckett Hendrickson. Rebound off Kevin Radler. Shade grabs it in his own zone. Picked up by Jimmy Clark. Brody Lamb skate to stick, fires high. Hendrickson after the rebound. Whacked by Fink. Nick Fascia with it. Snaps one up to Dowiak. Minnesota in the middle of a change. Lobbed into the Minnesota zone. A lot of talent as McKenna wins the draw. It comes up big.
When Gavin McKenna tries to go forward on this, does so perfectly around the Minnesota. As a winger, takes faceoffs. and he wins that draw.
I don't think McKenna takes many faceoffs.
He did not take any in game number 1.
That's how I remembered it as well. Thank you. Here's Jared Crespo. Open ice with this being a 4-on-4. Jackson Smith walks the line, hands it off to Aiden Fink. Shot knocked away. Fink waiting on the rebound, but Luke Middlestad up with it instead. Middlestad logs a ton of ice time. Feeds LJ Mooney. Nifty stick handling skills. Rushed back by Luke Middlestad. And Brody Lamb curls on the puck. Lamb in front for Mooney. Nearly a redirect. Here's Gavin McKenna. He can do a lot with open ice. Aiden Fink played back to Jackson Smith. McKenna to the high slot, intercepted by Brody Lamb. Jimmy Clark starts the breakout.
He's got fresh legs. LJ Mooney just changed. He was the player of the Cape College.
Now it's a 5-on-4 power play for Penn State for 2:40 and change. Remember, a major penalty. So even if Penn State gets a goal here, it would still be a 5-on-4.
I'd love to see Nathan Airy do himself a favor, sends that one down.
Dayton Dowiak lost the puck. Brody Lamb descends on it and clears it.
Minnesota churning their penalty killers, and even during 4-on-4, out-changing Penn State.
Minnesota's penalty kill has been a thorn in their side. 62nd in college hockey. That is second last. Fink saves the puck off the stick of Lamb over the shoulder of McKenna. He plays it down low to Dowiak. McKenna rush to the point, and it's in front of Jackson Smith. Penn State has to clear the zone. A rare off-target pass for McKenna. The re-entry. McKenna brush to Fink. Fink. Loose puck. McKenna fires. DePasquale makes the save. Loose. McKenna a play on it. Here's Fink on the dot. McKenna in the slot. DeMarsico a drive in. DePasquale. Well, the silver lining for Penn State is they still have another minute of a power play. Aiden Fink after a wobbling puck that flattens out below the goal line. The rim around by Minnesota stopped by Gavin McKenna. McKenna moves his feet on the wing. McKenna brings it behind the net. Looking for a man in front. Plays it to the line instead. Fink back to McKenna. McKenna wrapped around Fink. High slot. Deals Godowski. Godowski.
Fink was looking at the heavens after that. This puck is going to go all the way to the left side of your screen and keep an eye on the right side. Great pass or carom right there. It was McKenna, not Fink. Right and deny.
That was robbery by Luca DePasquale. Still time on the power play for Penn State. McKenna to the goal line. Fink. A weak pass. McKenna rims it around. Godowski cuts it off for Penn State. Feeds Fink. Wrap around McKenna. McKenna's open. He fires into the...
Now Gavin McKenna possibly joining that list. Great representation by Big Ten players.
Here's McKenna. He was looking for Lawback on the back door. Final 10 seconds of the power play. McKenna on the dot. Shot blocked. Fink deflected into the corner.
I think that may have hit Luke Middlestad out front.
It went off something. McKenna wrists one. That was off Cal Thomas. Another block. John Middlestad in transition. Moving his feet. Middlestad backhander blocked by Matt Godowski.
He's trying to find Cal Thomas, the defenseman, coming down.
Loose puck batted down by Lawback. Ludke boxing out McKenna at center ice. Now Beckett Hendrickson on the re-entry. Hendrickson circles the net. Through the crease, no one there. John Whipple down low, in tight, off the cage. Loose puck is
his victory on Friday.
Shots 28-22, Penn State. Aiden Fink moves it to McKenna. McKenna in traffic, stripped by Townsend. They wave off icing. Falloon plays the puck. John Middlestad in a board battle below the goal line. Swept for Dowiak. Keeps it away from Townsend, but Falloon is on it.
Falloon trying to find John Middlestad up high in that slot area. Townsend dumped in the slot area. He's yelling at the official.
Numbers for Penn State. Crespo saved DePasquale. Moved out by Clark. Beckett Hendrickson. Snaps it off Aiden Fink. Fink the re-entry. Dropped off for McKenna. McKenna just off the blue paint. Fink couldn't get it back to McKenna. Brody Lamb lobs it into the air.
Okay. Actually, Bill, if you're on the opposition, if he's out there and he's kind of sleeping, just let him be. But all of a sudden, in tonight's game, he's so much more engaged in the game.
He's got goals in 4 of his last 5 games. Had a 3-game goal streak coming into the series. Number 74, not on the ice at the moment. Final 30 seconds of the second. Now this is where Penn State had the dagger last night. A goal late in the second to go up 3-0. Christensen a high drive that struck Jimmy Clark. That looked like it hurt Clark. But here comes Brody Lamb for Hendrickson. What a save by Radler.
What a save by Radler, but Lamb with an unbelievable backhand saucer pass into Hendrickson.
Nick Fascia rims the puck around, stopped by Tapasquo. Remember, he did not start the game in net for Minnesota. And icing it. I know you're good, but that would be really
That's asking
good.
too much, right?
Beckett Hendrickson, a deflected pass picked up by Thomas. Now touched by Lamb on the way into the Penn State zone. Clark gets tied up with Jackson Smith. Aiden Fink maneuvers around Javon Moore. Heads upstream, Gavin McKenna over the line. McKenna with a pass to Crespo, and the defenseman hums one.
Bench confidence to watch him play goal like that. Never looks like he's in a panic. Never looks like he's in a hurry.
Even seeing him down in the tunnel before both games tonight. Looks more approachable as Mo loses the puck just off the crease than some goalies would on a game night.
Yeah, a lot of those goalies, they'll look great through you if you try to talk to them.
Exactly. High in the Minnesota end. Christensen gobbles it up for Penn State. Goals for Minnesota's Brody Ziemer and Javon Moore. Minnesota.
It's one of those stretches that obviously will make or break them. Now, if they win, more games than they lose on this, they'll also shoot up in the rankings.
It's kind of, as we were talking to Bob Motzko about the schedule, it's a gauntlet as Fascia.
A significant retool by Coach Naranjo, and obviously chose his cards correctly.
This is Crespo behind the net for Dowiak. It skips off his stick. Yeah, with guys like, TJ Hughes, Michael Hage playing.
Even that top 5 that we didn't make mention of was North Dakota. They brought in 15 new players. 15, that's incredible. Hard to do with any sort of cohesion.
Oh, Ludke was trying to wrap one to Mooney in the slot, and it was Gavin McKenna who took it away. Dane Dowiak drops it off for Aiden Fink. Fink looking for McKenna, broken up by Mooney. Puck taken by Gruba in deep. Moved up to the Minnesota blue line. Ludke, puck on its edge as he paddles it in. Aiden Fink, wrap around off the stick of Nick Chin to Graves. Guy Godowski calls Chin to Graves a very difficult player for opponents to play against. Christensen holds the line. J.J. Webush off the goal line. Backdoor pass for McKenna, broken up. Hendrickson chipped ahead to Lamb. He moves it forward.
That drama in that second period with, 5-minute majors goals getting called off.
Mooney was one of the youngest players on the Team USA roster at World Junior Championships this year. And had 3 assists in 5 games, including a multi-assist effort against Slovakia on December 29th. Whipple holds the zone, a drive from distance knocked down by Radler, and the puck out to center. Whipple throws it ahead on the railing past Radler. Brody Ziemer centering pass, Jimmy Clark, wrist one, kick save made and swept to the wall by Dowiak. Gruba now into traffic, maybe off the back of the boot of Crespo. Hendrickson was trapped between Radler and the crossbar. And now Crespo settles things down. Penn State not out of the thickets yet. That's over into the Penn State.
Up to their standards, but the penalty kill has been very good in this game in particular.
Can the penalty kill hold? Jackson Smith dragging the puck. And
To Coach Nightingale's team, but as I look at Jackson Smith, he just reeks of being able to play 1,000 games in the National Hockey League. He skates well. He's 6'4". He's going to end up at 220, something like that. And he's confident as the day is long with the puck.
the defenseman, number 7, has 4 goals on the season for Penn State, all on the power play. J.J. Webush for McKenna. Top of the circle, a drive, rebound. DeMarsico fires to Pasquo to save. Smith has it. To the line, McKenna. Down the half wall. McKenna in the circle. Now below the goal line. Too hot to handle for Misa on the weak side. Smith back to Misa. Smith. Top shelf, down to McKenna. Smith walks the line. McKenna down low. Webush back to McKenna. Move to Webush. DeMarsico fires, and to Pasquo, the Michigan State transfer from Livonia, Michigan, not far from Detroit. Godowski at the point for Penn State on the power play. McKenna still on the ice. Into the slot, and Reese Lawback had a play on it. Moves it to Fink on the right wing. Dowiak in the circle. Godowski for Fink. Godowski. McKenna moves to the middle. 30-plus seconds to go on the Penn State power play. McKenna. Godowski. McKenna moves it toward the slot, broken up by Brody Zemer. McKenna gets it back. Aiden Fink circling. McKenna on his strong side. Now a backdoor pass for Godowski from Lawback. Back to Reese. Lawback to McKenna, just below the blue line. McKenna nearly turns it over. Penn State fighting for the puck. Gruba, a chance to clear. McKenna lost his stick. Out to center. And Falloon out of the box.
Just went down and gave him a pat and probably a little bit of grief for the 2D leading that successful charge. I mean, for a freshman, just doesn't look like a freshman. I know he played in the WHL last year for Tri-City, but he just is poised.
And hopefully for Penn State fans, with an empty net for Minnesota, Columbus isn't watching this game tonight or this series, you know. Maybe he can stick around, come back another year, although the Blue Jackets have got a good one. That's a penalty. Luke Middleton.